Hey, what up, y'all? Hope y'all are having a great day so far. It's only like 9 in the morning, so maybe you only had one class, or maybe you're just seeing this later. But yeah, 9:15 here. Just about getting ready for class. I got my protein bar and my coffee with me, so having our little breakfast quiet time. But yeah, today we're reading 31. We left off last time. I think I did 29 and 30, and that's where Job was talking about like how great the people loved him, and then the next chapter it goes right to like how everyone hated him, and he was in the most distress that he could ever be in. But yeah, 31 kind of leaves right off, but he's more like asking and like saying that like I'm doing what I should be, but like another great chapter. So I'll just get started. 31, he says, I made a covenant with my eyes, not to look lustfully at a young woman. For what is our lot from God above, our heritage from the Almighty on high? Is it not ruin for the wicked, disaster for those who do wrong? Does he not see my ways and count my every step? This is Job being like, okay, I'm doing what I should. They're wicked. Why are they not being punished? Why am I getting punished? So obviously he feels like a little bit of unfairness, which is understandable. But at the same time, we got to realize like God does these things for a reason. 5 says, if I've walked with falsehood or my foot has hurried after deceit, let God weigh me in honest scales, and he will know that I am not blameless. If my steps has turned from the path, if my heart has been led by my eyes, or if my hands have been defiled, then many others eat what I have sown, and may my crops be uprooted. So this is just basically saying like, let God judge me for what I've done, because I haven't done anything. Like I am blameless. If I'm going the wrong way, or if I'm being led by lustful eyes, my hands are doing wrong, then let the other people take everything from me and pull me right out of the ground, which is what's been happening. But obviously it's because he's been being tested. If my heart has been enticed by a woman, or if I have lurked at my neighbor's door, then may my wife grind another man's grain, and may other men sleep with her, for that would have been wicked, a sin to be judged. It is a fire that burns to destruction. It would have uprooted my harvest. So saying like, if he's cheating, then let my girl go and cheat, because I know what I did was wrong, and why is it okay for me to do it wrong and she can't? But he says like for that is a wicked sin to be judged. It's a fire that burns to destruction. Would have uprooted my harvest. Yeah, I'm not gonna get started on that. I'm not gonna lie. But a fire that burns to destruction. It does nothing but kill. We know that. I know that. If I have denied justice to any of my servants, whether male or female, when they had a grievance against me, oh my gosh, my fault. When they had a grievance against me, what will I do when God confronts me? What will I answer when called to account? Did not he who made me in the womb make them? Did not the same one form us both within our mothers? So he's basically saying like, if I can't treat my servant bad because he made both of us. We're all made in God's eyes. He created us. He formed us in our mother's wombs, all the same. Obviously we have our differences, but we're all God's children. So why do we put ourselves above others? Something to think about. And then 16 for 23, love this. If I have denied the desires of the poor, or let the eyes of the widow grow weary, if I have kept my bread to myself, not sharing it with the fatherless, but from my youth I reared them as a father would, and from my birth I guided the widow. If I have seen anyone perishing or lacking of clothing, or the needy without garments, and their hearts did not bless me for warming them with the fleece from my sheep, if I have raised my hand against the fatherless, knowing that I had influence in court, then let my arm fall from the shoulder, let it be broken off at the joint, for I dreaded destruction from God, and for fear of his splendor I could not do such things. It's a nice one. Saying like, Like, I did all this. And if I didn't, if I saw that there was an opportunity to do good and I myself was like, no, I'm not going to do that, just take my arm. Like, you know how much we need this? Take it away from me. Because I dreaded destruction from God. And I fear his splendor. I cannot do those things. Saying, like, he fears God. Like, and he's doing the right thing here. But if he hasn't, take away his arm. If I have put my trust in gold, or said to pure gold, you are my security. If I have rejoiced over my great wealth, the fortune my hands had gained, if I have regarded the sun in its radiance, or the moon moving in splendor, so that my heart was secretly enticed, and my hand offered them a kiss of homage, then these also would be sins, for I would have been unfaithful on high. Can you stop doing that, bro? Obviously, like, choosing wealth over God, or just, like, any idol, as a matter of fact, like worshiping the sun. Obviously, God made the sun, but if you're worshiping the sun as, like, higher than God, like, that's God's creation. So, you know, I think you know where I'm going with that. If I have rejoiced at my enemy's misfortune, or gloated over the trouble that came to him, I have not allowed my mouth to sin by invoking a curse against their life. I'll just, like, pause. If those of my household have never said, who has not been filled with Job's meat? But no stranger had to spend the night in the street, for my door was always open to the traveler. If I have concealed my sins, as people do, by hiding my guilt in my heart, because I so feared the crowd and so dreaded the contempt of the clans, that I kept silent and would not go outside. Oh, that I had someone to hear me. I sign now my defense, let the Almighty answer me. Let my accuser put his indictment in writing. Surely I would wear it on my shoulder. I would put it on like a crown. I would give him an account of my every step. I would present to him as a ruler. If my land cries out against me, and all its furrows are wet with tears, if I've devoured its yield without payment, or broken the spirit of its tenants, then let briars come up instead of wheat, and stinkweed instead of barley. The words of Job are ended. So, it's a lot to unpack there. I just read probably more than I should have. But again, he was saying, like, when I said, who's not been filled with Job's meat, no stranger had to spend a night in the street. Saying, like, he fed those who could not do it themselves. And he was doing the right thing. And then he says, I sign now my defense, let the Almighty answer me. Let my accuser put his indictment in writing. So this is him saying, like, all right, like, these are my words, God. And if you want to hear me out, great. I'd love for you to do that. Obviously, God's always listening. He knows what's going on. But Job's struggling with that, and that's the point of this book. But yeah. He would wear it on his shoulder. But yeah. And then the end where it was like, then let briars come up instead of wheat and stinkweed instead of barley. That's basically just saying, like, I'm going to plant this and hope for food, but instead of giving me the good and what I want, like, just give me trash. So, yeah. But that's it. We got 32 next time. And then I don't even know when 32 to like 38 or something. Is just one dude kind of like shutting Job. He's not really like shutting Job down. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it'll be good. But yeah, I hope y'all have a great day. Actually going to Charlotte for Tennessee's March Madness games. It's going to be sick. But I hope y'all just enjoy the rest of your day, and hope you enjoyed this. Have a good one. But 32, we see another guy named Elihu, and I guess we'll just start from context. It says, so these three men stopped answering Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. But Elihu, son of Brachel the Buzite, of the family ram became very angry with Job for justifying himself rather than God. He was also angry with the three friends because they had found no way to refute Job, but condemned him anyways. Now Elihu had waited before speaking to Job, because they were older than he. But when he saw that the three men had nothing more to say, his anger was aroused. So Elihu, son of Brachel the Buzite, said, I'm young in years and you are old. That's why I was fearful, not daring to tell you what I know. I thought age should speak, advanced years should teach wisdom. But it is the Spirit in a person, the breath of the Almighty, that gives them understanding. It's not only the old who are wise, not only the aged who understand what's right. Oh, excuse me. So basically what he's saying is he's like giving them the benefit of the doubt, like, I'm younger, so I'd let y'all speak first. But clearly, y'all don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, but it's more about the Spirit in a person. And that's literally what he says. So he's like, all right, now it's my turn. Let me show you what I know. He says in 10, therefore I say, listen to me. I too will let you know what I know. I waited while you spoke. I listened to your reasoning while you were searching for words. I gave you my full attention, but not one of you has proved Job wrong. None of you has answered his arguments. Don't say we found wisdom. Let God, not a man, refute him. But Job has not marshaled his words against me, and I will not answer him with your arguments. Basically just saying, like I said before, what they were saying didn't work, and it wasn't right. And he's saying, I'm not going to answer him with your arguments because they're wrong, which I think is kind of fire. Like the young dude stepping in, young buck, and he's just going to let him, he's just going to cook and go crazy, which he does for the next couple chapters, which I love to see. 15 starts with, they are dismayed and have no more to say. Words have failed them. Must I wait now that they're silent, now that they stand there with no reply? I too will have my say. I too will tell what I know. For I am full of words, and the Spirit within me compels me. Inside I am like bottled up wine, like new wineskins ready to burst. So it's basically just saying, like, same as before, they have nothing else to say, and what they've been saying isn't right. So now he's been bottled up, and he's ready to explode and just let it rain. And then he says, I must speak and find relief. I must open my lips and reply. I will show no partiality, nor I will flatter anyone. For if I were skilled in flattery, my Maker would soon take me away. And that's just a little, I don't even know what you call it, a little nod saying, like, I'm not here to flatter you, I'm here to show you what's right, which I love. And that's all of 32, but I'm going to go into 33 just because it's not that much longer. But now, Job, listen to my words. Pay attention to everything I say. I'm about to open my mouth, and my words are on the tip of my tongue. My words come from an upright heart. My lips sincerely speak what I know. The Spirit of God has made me. The breath of the Almighty gave me life. Answer me then, if you can. Stand up and argue your case before me. I'm the same as you in God's sight. I too am a piece of clay. No fear of me should alarm you, nor should my hand be heavy on you. It's kind of just like being level with him. Just saying, like, we are one and the same. And the Spirit of God made me, and he gives me life. He made you too. You have this in you also. And, like, we're the same. We're both pieces of clay. Just, like, belittling himself, but also showing Job that, like, you're clay too. And, like, this is us. We're clay to God. I mean like that, but, like, compared to God, we are so low. And he still loves us. And he made us what we are for a reason. But this is why he's like, you shouldn't fear me, because I'm one and the same as you. He goes on to say, but you have said in my hearing, I heard the very words, I am pure, I have done no wrong. I'm clean and free from sin. Yet God has found fault within me. He considers me his enemy, fastens my feet in shackles. He keeps close watch on all my paths. But I tell you, in this, you're not right, for God is greater than any mortal. Why do you complain to him that he responds to no one's words? For God does speak, now one way, now another, though no one perceives it. In a dream, a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on people, as they slumber in their beds, he may speak in their ears and terrify them with warnings, to turn them from wrongdoing and keep them from pride, to preserve them from the pit, their lives from perishing by the sword. So that's a lot to unpack, but I'll start. 8, it's talking about, like, you said that you've done nothing wrong and you're clean and free from sin, but still God faults you and thinks of you as his enemy and watches over you like a crow, whatever. And, like, yeah, he's going to watch over us, but none of us are free from sin and clean from it. Like, none of us are clean of sin. We all sin all the time. And obviously Job has done wrong here. And that's where Elihu was like, you're not right. God is greater than any mortal. And you're still complaining that he doesn't respond to you, but are you really looking? And that's a lot of the time with us. We're like lost and confused like Job has been this entire time. And we're just kind of like, why has God not been speaking to me? I've been like that, personally. But I realized I wasn't taking the right steps to hear God and gain what he was trying to tell me. And that's what this book is for, man. Just to dive in it, and this is all what God wants us to know. And we just need to read it. And then he just goes on to talk about, like, the dreams. And that's how God speaks to us. 19 says, or someone may be chastened on a bed of pain with constant distress in their bones, so that their body finds food repulsive, and their soul loathes the choicest meal. Their flesh wastes away to nothing. Their bones, once hidden, now stick out, and they draw near to the pit, and their life to the messengers of death. Yet, if there's an angel at their side, a messenger, 1 out of 1,000, sent to tell them how to be upright, and he's gracious to that person and says to God, spare them from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom for them. Let their flesh be renewed like a child's. Let them be restored in the days of their youth. Then that person can pray to God and find favor with him. They will see God's face and shout for joy. He will restore them to full well-being. And they'll say to the others, I've sinned, I've perverted what is right, but I did not get what I deserved. God's delivered me from the pit, and I shall live to enjoy the light of life. It's deep. Obviously, we paint this picture of someone who's, like, dying, and, like, they're in pain. The worst pain imaginable. Think of it like that. Angel comes to the side and he says to God, spare them. If we renew ourselves in God, we can be spared. Hold up. Yeah, it just kind of hits home right there. I like when he says, he will restore them to full well-being. And they will go to the others and say, I've sinned, I've perverted what is right, but I did not get what I deserved. Because none of us get what we deserve. For all the sin that we do and all the wrongdoing, we deserve so much worse. But because of God's grace and his love for us, we get this amazing life that we don't deserve, thanks to his son. 29 says, God does all these things to a person, twice, even 3 times, to turn them back from the pit, that the light of life may shine on them. Pay attention, Job, and listen to me. Be silent, and I'll speak. If you have anything to say, answer me. Speak up, for I want you to vindicate. For I want to vindicate you. But if not, then listen, be silent, and I'll teach you wisdom. So yeah, that's 32 and 33. And then 34 is kind of similar, same with 35, 36, 37, and then 38 is where things kind of get crazy, and then it ends at 42. But yeah, it's not similar, but it's just Elihu still speaking. But it's all good stuff that I myself need to hear too. So, but yeah, hope you all have a great day. Hope you all enjoyed. Take care.